Pipeline Road, Chubor Road, Rehab Community Corridor, Small St. Michael Town Hall Court to Patient Shop, Dry Rice Market to Johnsonville, Doe Community, Cllr Road, where there was no road since independence, Bartonsville to Keba to Dicksville Road, VOA ELW Community Access Road, Manatemba Road, ELWA Aratu Community Access Road, Cooper Farm Jangaba Road, Sinkal Village Telecom Road, Soul Clinic Road, Banjok Community Road, Nickley Town Road, Swagger Island Community Road, Logantown Broad Street, St. Kizito Red Light Road, Fairground Road, Grand Bassa County, Banga Broad Street, Bon County, Bopolu City Street, Bapolu County, Greenville, Sino County, Barclayville, Grand Crew County, Foka Mission Road. Additionally, with the development partners' assistance solicited by President George Weah, construction is also ongoing on major corridors throughout Liberia. Notwithstanding the support from partners, the Weah-led government is partly contributing resources to all of these road projects. The Coca-Cola factory to ELWA Junction Road is being paved with assistance from the World Bank. The CDC administration resuscitated a 2007 agreement with ArcelorMittal and also contributed $13 million to the Ganta to Yekepa Road project, which is nearing completion. Under his signature coastal highway project, the president has secured $30 million from the ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development to pave from Barclayville to Southtown, that is in Grand Crew County, and from Southtown to Cloney in Sino County. The CDC-led government renegotiated the terms of the Banga to Salaye Road, which is now ongoing. President George Weah's government negotiated with the OPEC Fund for International Development and signed a $25 million concessional facility to extend the construction of the Banga to Konya Road as far as Vonjaban in Lofa County. His government also negotiated and signed agreements with the Kuwaiti Fund and the Arab Bank for Development in Africa, BADIE, to pave the road from Vonjaman to Minkoma Highway to complete the paved road network in Lofa County. The Weah-led government has sought funding from African Development Bank and broken grounds for the pavement of Sekimpa to Logato Road. Procurement for civil works has been completed and contract signed. President Weah has embarked on another ambitious project to upgrade and expand the 44 kilometers RIA road into a modern expressway. The first tranche of money is secured and resettlement payments are now made to residents in the right-of-way of the route to make demolition feasible. The German government has committed $16 million and the World Bank has also committed $29 million to construct the Ganta to Tapita to Zegru Road project. The government of Liberia and the government of the People's Republic of China signed a $25.9 million grant agreement to construct two overpass interchange bridges of the ministerial complex and the SKD Boulevard Junction in Congo Town. The COVID-19 pandemic has halted further discussions. All of these happened before President Weah reached half mark of his first term.
Yes, 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 yes. Come on. Want to welcome each and every one of you to Liberia's Action TV. Today will be a great moment. We have a former speaker of Fonati Koffa as our VIP guest. Uh, you getting the sound now, guys? Okay. So are you getting the sound? Let me know whether the sound is available. We have J Fonati Koffa as our guest, and I hope you're getting the sound. Yeah, thank you very much. If you're getting me loud and clear now, just let me know, please. Someone said no sound, but if you get me loud and clear, let me know. Okay, the sound is very, very low. We'll make the sound louder. Okay, let me see something. Okay, if you get me, just let me know whether the sound is loud and clear with you.
Pipeline Road, Chubor Road, Rehab Community Corridor, Small St. Michael Town Hall Court to Patient Shop, Dry Rice Market to Johnsonville, Joe Community, Claratown Road, where
So since 1955, the first concrete structures.
Thank you very much. Now you are getting it loud and clear. All right, let's start welcoming our many followers. We want you to share this live and follow us. William Smogulu, Samuel Kofi Woods, Christian Tanewan, Samuel Hine Jr. You all are welcome to this all important live broadcast. We see Jenkins, Vanny, Mabande, Melvin, Jimmy, Augustine, and Mo Jr., Christine Tanewan, Melvin Jimmy, watching from Marshall, Magidi County. Sidiki Kaba, wonderfully made, following off from Russia. Rabble Fleet Conjun, following off from, the community is now, but it's Christopher, Prince Topa. You're watching live, yes. Lena live. Melvin Jimmy, Nina Kuya. Good afternoon. Oh, from North Dakota. We have followers from Pennsylvania, USA, William Massaquoi, Samuel Hine Jr., Vic Mars. How are you? Liberian Peace Talk. Your opinion is respected. Sam Kato. We get Marketplaces, AR Inbox, T-Board Tule, yes. Nathan J. Jigbadi. Derek P. Jada, Samson K. Reid, Rabo Blama Tito from Monserrato County District City. Yes. Christina Tanewan, yes, thank you very much. We got Jeff in the back, so I would love to bring Jeff. Jeff?
General, good evening.
Today will be big, Jeff. So be welcoming your people, Jeff. That's your people, you know?
Thank you, General. Yeah. And I like the way our people turn on, man.
Our begin Flomo Gude, he was on not too long. Jim Flomo Gude, what's up, brother? That our son now. We don't get no babush to show the China. Mohammed Kamara. Yeah, Mohammed Kamara, Jala Mesco. What, Jala, you watching from Kawet? Oh, there's my brother, Darius Doe. Following from Kawet, man, you are son, the general, Jeans H. Peter, watching from North Dakota. It seems to be we got a lot of people from North Dakota. This person is watching live from the UK. Soliman Rina. Samuel Lewis is watching from Central Monrovia. We have Frederick Nimlen. Following from New York. Yeah, we got a lot of people following from the United States of America. My man, I get all on my cool era, trying to take it light.
But General, when it starts to get dark, you will not have light, though.
Jeff, don't worry. Don't worry about light. We'll go inside a little bit. No, you got to take it cool and nice, man. I'm enjoying the breeze, my man. Yeah. I can take my champagne again, man. I caught off taking champagne, Yeah, on Sunday I will be taking my champagne, going live and dealing with issues of national concern, But PH Chapter USA, Ellis, how are you? Augustine Moore. So just be welcoming our people, We encourage you. Please keep sharing the live. We really want you to share this live. Keep sharing the live.
Thank you, General. Thank you.
Yeah.
Today will be a special day. Live on the show.
Bobby, Marshall, all of them. Your people, today we getting set, my man. We're having the former speaker. We kind of very bombastic.
So, General, were you able to get the number so that we can pin it here?
Yeah, I got a number for the send wave.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a number for the send wave.
Yeah.
So let me see whether we can pin it.
Davis.
Yeah.
Somo Harris, welcome. Marco T. Body. Dolo, you always here. Dolo, can I question somewhere else, man?
No, let's be tolerant with them, Jeff. Let them say what I want to say. Dolo, always
you're
here.
welcome.
Yeah, welcome Dolo. Dolo our board now. We come to CDC subsequently. Some of the people just want to talk. We'll recruit them.
Kekula Masakwe, you're welcome, Kekula. Man, you are son. Yes, my son, we talked about that. I told you needed to reach me in my inbox. They have that conversation so we can work around that. That's a good idea. Marshall Melvin. Oh, William, you're watching from Staten Island. Okay. So, General, when you put the number, when you pin the number, then we'll open the lines for people to call in.
Yeah, no, I don't think a lot of people will call in today because we got limited time, Jeff. So we
Yeah, I mean
just
until the speaker can come on.
yeah, because
Just wait.
actually we got to lay the foundation and tell our people that look, we need your assistance, especially our friends in the diaspora. We want to go nationwide. We need some cell phones across the 15 counties. We need some laptops. Maybe we need like nothing less than 4 to 5 laptops or tablets. We need assistance for anyone. We need some cell phones, like I said, and also we need some cash because we need to pay the reporters. We need to go live across the country on the local radio stations in the various counties. We've been talking to some of the stations, they agree, but we got to take care of the scratch card for them. We got to take care of the petroleum product for the rural community radio stations. So we pin on this platform our SendWave number and mobile money number. Anybody who want to help, you can just make your donation to our SendWave number. It's even internationally or locally, it's the same mobile money number. So we will appreciate, especially our Liberians in the diaspora and locally to assist. Because like today we'll be going live from Grand Crew County. Okay, there's a radio station in Grand Crew County. We'll be going live. We'll be going live from Bon County. There's another local radio station in Bon. We'll also be going live from Lofa County, our radio Wologisi. And most likely we may be going live from Mangibi County. The guy is still trying to see whether he can do the connection. And all of these people, they have volunteered to help us, but monthly we have to compensate them. We have to find something to get them to get a scratch card, to get their diesel, Friday, Saturdays and Sundays, every Saturday and Sunday to carry this thing live. It won't be easy. So we'll pin the number, Jeff, and you can talk more about that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So it's good. Thank you. I see the number. Thank you for the number. It's good that we have this.
Yeah, let me put the number up.
Yes.
Yeah, let me put the number
Thank
up.
you, General.
So, Jeff, you can talk more about that while we're trying to get our guests. Yeah.
Yeah, please. As much as we.
Hey, Courage, I got to recognize Courage. You all the way from Sweden. Yeah.
Aaron, as much as we're trying to cover the entire country, we need your support. We already running our shows on a few other local radio stations. Yeah, but we got to facilitate the program at the radio station. So we appreciate your contribution as much as possible. I want to put some reporters in the field so that we can listen. Crown Monk, you're welcome. So that we can have a feedback from the ordinary people in the market, the people in the streets. We'll interview them and hear how are they responding to the show and to the bad governance. We need to feed them. We need few reporters in the field, especially in all counties, so that we feed them with all the information, live videos and everything. So yes, the support from our citizens internationally and locally is highly appreciated. We look forward to that. And we won't mind mentioning your name if you want to. And we'll do a listing of all those who contribute and post it. But if you don't want your name mentioned, it's okay. But most of the people that want their name mentioned, that made contribution, we can make a listing of that and publish it and even announce it here. So yeah, we look forward to your help and your regular support of making this show a very, very vibrant one. I want to say share the show, continue to share the show, our people. Amara, you're welcome. Mohammed Skamara. The number is up on the screen, Sam. The number is there. It's pinned on the screen. We're also trying to get a station in Lima that will carry our show live on the radio.
Jeff, you need to announce the number because some people are listening to us on the radio station.
Yes.
Let me send it to you so you can announce it because we're on the stream, but all of people listen to on the radio station.
Yeah, the number is +231 555 222 226. +231 555 222 That is a SendWave and mobile money number if you want to make contribution to the show. The number is pinned right on the show here, so you can see it right away. Somebody asking for the name that the number is registered in. But once you try to send it, you see the name there. Just get the number correctly. Yes, that's the number.
Yeah, Courage, just pin the number.
Courage, that's the number there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Courage. Let's share the show, gentlemen. Let's share the show. Today promised to be a big one like yesterday. Yesterday we have a very great show. Yeah, the number is small. Let's see if the number is 231 555 222 226. 555 222 226.
Yeah, Jeff. Since the people have brought some of just say +231. So it's actually +231 555 222 226. It's +231 555 222 226. The number will be in one of us name on the show. So just make sure if you don't see one of us name on the number, then don't deal with it. But the number will be in the name of one of us. Okay.
Benedict Rennie.
Yeah.
Watching from where? Virginia. You're welcome. Gentlemen, let's share the show. Today promised to be a very, very powerful show. Bring it on Speaker J. Fonati Koffa. And today we'll be discussing a wide range of national issues.
Yeah, Jeff, go ahead.
We got you, Nathan Dennis. Augustine, you're welcome. Let's have a great show today. Let's share the show. Once you have logged in, share the show so other people can come on. Jimmy, you're welcome. Following from East Africa. Yeah, that's the local number there also. Nimle, you're welcome. Nimle 231 is causing confusion?
No, no, let me explain it to him. Just hold on. Look, the number is just simple. The reason why we say +231, okay, is good. Whether you call locally or internationally, it will be accepted +231. We put +231 because internationally or people who are international, they have to know the plus. So it's +231 555 222 226. So let me repost the number up, Jeff, while we're trying to get our guests on. So you can be talking. Let me just put the number up internationally and domestically. Okay. Jeff, you getting me? Are you freezing?
Yeah, General, I'm getting you.
Yeah, so you can be talking to the people and recognizing our guests because our people who in the comment sections.
Yeah, because somebody making some suggestions. So Sam, say no man is people. This is a platform for everybody. You can come and make any statement. You can call, make a statement. This is a platform for the people. This is where we want you to be able to express yourself, your views, and enjoy the good information we're providing. Louis Logan, you're welcome, my dear brother. Thank you, Deb. Buddha S. Moses. Omaru M. Baker. From Central Morovia, you're welcome. You're welcome. Share the show, please. Let's share the show. Joseph Kennedy. You guys doing extremely well. Please share the show as you follow the show. Today we have with us Speaker J. Fonati Koffa. He will be here for at least 2 hours discussing wide range of national issues. We expect it to be firing. We expect it to be hot. So please share the show so that the information will go across. Nathan Black, this is the show for everybody, Nathan. Sam Freeman. Emmanuel B. Mason. Following from Sweden, that's good. We appreciate, please share the show. Jacqueline Washington. You're welcome. Share the show, gentlemen. As you log in, please share the show.
Yeah. Jeff, we have the guest. The guest is seated. We don't want to take him by surprise. I know he's just monitoring and seeing the back and smiling. He's smiling. Those of you who joining us, today we have, our guest no stand or lot in 2 minutes seated already, 2 minutes to stay seated. So we'll be having former Speaker J. Fonati Koffa as our guest. He represents the people of Grand Crew County. He will be here. He will be focusing on a wide range of issues. Those of you who have not had the opportunity to know who is Fonati Koffa, today you will get to know who is Honorable Councilor J. Fonati Koffa. You will get to know him better for yourself, and not only getting to know him better for yourself, but the fact of the matter here is that he will be speaking on series of issues, and very soon we have him on. So Jeff, just recognize our people. We'll have him on in a jiffy. Very soon.
Yeah, please. The people are eager to hear Speaker Koffa coming on.
Yes. So today we'll be live on few radio stations. We are running live now on Athena Radio 102.5 in Barclayville, Grand Crew County. Those of you in Grand Crew, you can tune into Athena Radio 102.5 in Barclayville, Grand Crew. We also have Radio Wologisi. It is 7.9 FM in Vonjeman. We'll be relating live. That is Radio Wologisi. It is 7.9 FM in Vonjeman, Lofa County. We have Voice of Banga, 103.5 FM in Bon County will also be relaying this program. It will be very, 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 very much bombastic, if I should say. Jeff, should I say bombastic, or what do you expect me to say?
Exactly.
Yeah, but we have the best of the best. And so today we just want everyone, just keep sharing this show. Everyone, whether you're from the Unity Party, you're from the CDC, you have to come and drink from the fountain of the knowledge of Honorable Councilor J. Fonati Koffa. And some of the issues we'll be discussing today, we'll be discussing governance under the Unity Party, focusing on the economy. We'll be looking at the rescue budget. We'll be looking at the rule of law. We'll be looking at the rental per children agreement. You know, the former speaker took a position. We'll be looking at his social net fund bill that he submitted. We'll also, if time can afford it, we'll have to look at the CDC national headquarters, how far. And we are 2029, come back. So today, yes, is the day that the Lord have made, and we'll rejoice and be glad in the Jeff. And now to all of our viewers out there, will bring to you the man himself, Honorable Councilor J. Fonati Koffa. I think
Good evening.
Yeah.
Good evening. No, I'm here.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Welcome.
Yeah, we are getting you. We are getting you loud and clear.
Okay,
Loud
good.
and clear. We are getting you. We are getting you loud and clear. How's everything? How are you coming on?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
Today is Sunday. We know it's family time, but we chose to steal you away today for maximum 2 hours. If we should have
That's
maximum
good.
2 hours.
I'm
Because
glad I'm glad my people from District Number 2 in Grand Crew are also privileged to listen to us.
Yeah. Can you, okay, before you introduce yourself, Jeff, welcome,
Yes.
welcome,
the Honorable Speaker.
Once a speaker, stay a speaker.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
On the Liberia Action TV. We are honored and happy to have you.
It is my pleasure and privilege.
Your people are all lining up to listen to you today.
So we'll start the ball rolling. We'll stop the ball rolling. And the way we stop the ball rolling, we usually have our, we usually have our theme song. Yeah, we play already. But we want to know that the people of Liberia, the people of the world, they are following you. We want to know who is Honorable Councillor J. Fonati Koffa. Just maybe 1 or 2 minutes.
Carlos, I think 1 or 2 minutes. I'm a lawyer, a graduate of the University of North Carolina School of Law. I practice law in the States. I practice law in Liberia. I work in government. I was Minister of State without portfolio under the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf administration. I was legal advisor to the president. I was head of the presidential task force that dealt with corruption issues, especially the silver mining case. I'm a graduate of Cathedral School in Monrovia. I'm a family man, and I'm a Catholic.
Honorable, the reason why we ask, because some people don't know people, they just say what they want to say about people they don't know them good. So
sure, that's the result of being public life.
Yeah. So how's the family? How's your Sunday?
The family is good. The Sunday is good. I try to use Sunday very relaxing, but today Orange has some, I forgot what it's called. I think it's called Sundown. So Dama decided to go there with her team from her store Skins. So I drove by St. Teresa's Convent to give a little bit of support and came back. Yesterday I was in New Crew Town.
So how's Grand Crew? How's the people of Grand Crew County?
For all of my interactions with them, the people of Grand Crew County are fine. We still have the pressing issues of roads. There's a devastating incident of a bridge in Bola region that is devastated. We still have the roads issues, and it's a rural district, and with all of the attendant poverty and social misnomers that attend to rural districts in Liberia, is in Grand Crew, but it is in District Number 2. But in fact, our people are resilient and they stand with us and behind us always.
How's the legislature? We really want to know how's the legislature before we keep this thing going on. We just want to know what's the legislature before we get into our subject matter. How's the legislature?
The legislature is the legislature. I took a step back from active legislative work for a while. I have come back. I try to limit myself to those issues that concern our people. I stay out of the day-to-day legislative politics, as you may call it, but I stick to bread and butter issues regarding the people of my district, and as a national leader, issues that concern the nation as a whole.
Thank you very much, Honorable Councillor Speaker J. Fonati Koffa. There's a policy at the legislature, once a speaker, always a speaker. You cannot take away that title, no matter what the situation is.
Sure.
Another clarity we wanted to get. We've heard people saying, no, he was removed. Another group say he resigned. So what's the clarity on that?
Akaras, I did resign. I believe I resigned May 11. On the start of the new session, after the president of Liberia, after our Supreme Court victory for us, and the president made his now famous speech that they will continue to work with the so-called majority, even before defining what that majority was going to be, because we're going into a new session. We decided that to avoid the continuous confrontations and acrimony at the legislature, we decided to step aside. So we resigned. They never got the votes to try us or remove us, and we maintain they would not have gotten the votes. There is a reason why the Constitution requires a supermajority, and if we wanted to go by the rule of law, and we should go by the rule of law, 49 votes were required. That was never attained, so we resigned.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yeah, thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, will go straight into the conversation, and to begin with, we will start with the issue of, we want to make this very hard, so we want to start with the issue of the rule of law under the Unity Party-led administration. What is your opinion on the rule of law under this administration for the last 2 years?
So I think when you gradually begin to look and dissect the DNA of the Unity Party, you will realize and understand why the rule of law is collapsing under the Unity Party government just within 2 years. This is an institution, right, that is an outgrowth of the True Whig Party. Okay, it's one of the result of the remnants of the True Whig Party after the Doe Revolution that came in to contest elections. So they still have that mindset that to create a one-party state in a manner and form as their progenitors. And it is within that context, when you look at the entire maneuvering of the Unity Party within 2 years, it was in that context. Their focus was not on development. Their focus was not really on national issues. Their first focus was on the consolidation of power. They dismantled the tenure system. They went and dismantled the legislature. And I can say that because, don't use my words. Look at Speaker Cohn. He has said it not once, not twice, but consistently, that we were not prepared to work with an opposition speaker. We were not prepared to look at the national issue or the state of our democracy. We wanted that power. It was for us. So the focus has been on power, consolidating power, putting all the power under the executive, and then utilizing it to the detriment of your opposition. When they take that, in essence, when they take that mindset and that concept and begin to implement it, whatever else happens is by accident. Because if you look at their development agenda, it's always finishing or implementing what the CDC has started. You cannot name me any viable project that the CDC here was not in 2 years.
We'll reach to that. That is part of the economy, but
So when you say rule of law, the rule of law is collapsing. I mean, even look at their own MCC scorecard. Okay, they fail the rule of law. Pretty soon, our courts will be going by if we're not careful, we'll be going by the dictates of what the executive says and the executive wants. So I mean, it's clear that with that mindset, the chairman of the ruling party recently said, Unity Party will rule for 200 years. That is their goal. That is the True Whig Party mindset and the True Whig Party mentality. So in order to get that done, they have to dismantle the rule of law and the institutional framework of our democracy that was established in 2005 and go back to the old machinery of the one-party patronage state. That is what we are seeing here and we are witnessing.
Yeah, just before Jeff comes in, just 2 quick questions. You can take all 2 in one. What is wrong with solidifying power? What is wrong when a ruling party decides to solidify power? What is the difference with this government solidifying power? That's one. The second thing, when you say the issue of tenure position, they are dismantling it. What do you really mean by that in terms of tenure position and solidifying power? What's the danger of solidifying power?
Okay, so solidifying power for the sake of solidifying power is what you term totalitarianism. You identified that the last time in an exchange. This is to get power for power's sake, to get power to control. Okay, a ruling party can consolidate power by its implementation of its development agenda. consolidate power by its mindset of being people-centered, of bringing benefits to the people. What we see here is an absolute mindset of power at all costs. And when they do that, that is when you see a strong police force, a more vicious police force, a more security-minded establishment that is bent on putting fear in the populace. That is what you see.
Okay, Jeff.
When we talk about dismantling the tenure system,
Position,
I
yes.
mean, we saw it. Okay, they came with the idea that they were suspending tenure positions, people who were in tenure positions for some reason or another, some vulgar reasons. They went to the Supreme Court and never really abide by decisions of the Supreme Court when it comes to the issue of tenure positions. Recently we saw the Enfield debacle, where the head of Enfield was removed out of his tenure position at the whims and caprices of the executive.
Just to conclude on that topic, Speaker, I think the Supreme Court had a ruling on that case. I'm not following that, but I don't know if that ruling was adhered to by the government.
Okay, so where we are in the Dumanian case is that it went up to the Supreme Court. I believe the Supreme Court has put a stay order and still has to come up with a decision. And so we are waiting to see what is going to come out of that.
Thank you, Speaker. So, Speaker, I just want to find as a lawyer, what is the impact of disrespecting our own laws as it relates to our economy? How does it affect the economy of the country? How does it affect the investment climate of our country?
That's a good question. So you have to understand, capital likes stability and capital likes rules. So if you want investors to come, you must respect, the one thing the local is, you must respect your rules. You must respect the rule of law. When contracts are entered into, when there is dispute, the contracting parties expect that the dispute will be adjudicated fairly. When you do not respect your own rules, you do not respect your law, investors and the investment climate is chilled, because people wonder, if I bring money to this country and I get into a dispute, will it be subject to the politics of the day? Will it be subject to a lot of bribery? Or will it be subject to the rules of law of the nation? And what you see now, when people don't respect the rule of law, when it's cast down, okay, you have a situation where the rule of law is tantamount to nothing at all.
Yeah, you talk about the police. You talk about strong police force. Do you see Liberia degenerating into a police state, or do we already have a police state?
Of course, right now the frontal assault of democracy in Liberia right now is the police. Okay, whenever there is an issue of crowd control, the first thing you see is the police bringing out their tear gas. The first thing you see is police coming with heavy show of force, okay, trying to intimidate and put into the citizens unnecessary fear in a democracy.
Wow. The description you provided to the police, but one would argue that you are at the legislature. The issue of oversight in terms of having the police check is a function of the legislature. What can you? What your critics could say that. What can you say about that?
That's good. Akara should be in the legislature, and you know how the legislature operates. It's really a situation of majority rules, and I would not say minority rights, right? The letters on the floor can be maneuvered or downplayed with. Committee assignments are not by your choice. They are by the whims and caprices of the majority or the leadership. And so your ability as a backbencher lawmaker is curtailed in a serious way, in terms of how you bring oversight and how you bring these things to book. So the way we have to go around it is to use our own bullet pulpit to be able to bring these issues nationally so our people get them. Because going through the legislative system now with the leadership that is a wholly owned subsidiary of the executive is going to be very difficult for you to exercise oversight in a form and manner that will showcase the prevention of these kinds of abuses.
Finally, from my end, do you think that the judiciary is very independent in terms of the governance process? How independent is the judiciary when it comes to the issue of the rule of law? What's your candid opinion about the judiciary? I know you are a lawyer. You criticize the judiciary.
I'm not going to give my candid opinion. I want to hold on to my law license. I'm just kidding. But I think one of the weaker branch of government has always been the judiciary. And we think that we have an opportunity now with a new Supreme Court bench to be able to tackle the issue of judicial machinations and judicial workings so that the fairness and justice will always be.
Honorable Speaker, the lifeblood of a vibrant democracy. I just want to piggyback on Akara's question. The lifeblood of a vibrant democracy is the independence of the three branches of government.
Right.
Can you say under this administration, are those three branches independently functioning, or they've been taken over by one branch of the government by one branch? And which branch is that?
I think it's clear that there is executive overreach. I think it's clear that the executive wants to control how the government works and operates. I think it's clear that the executive have intruded into certain sphere of the judiciary. I think they have taken over the legislature. And if we continue on this backward slide, maybe the judiciary might be next. We are hoping that the judiciary will continue to exert its independence. Remember, in the case of the removal of the speaker, the judiciary at the end stood its ground with the law. Even though the judiciary then scoffed at the Supreme Court and said, no matter what you say, we're going to do what we want to do. First, the vice president said, well, whatever the Supreme Court says is going to be the law. And then when the Supreme Court said it, they said, we're not even going to pay attention to that. So we are hoping the Supreme Court continues this trend. Otherwise, the Supreme Court will go the way of the legislative branch of government, which has become a subsidiary of the executive.
Okay, I think we'll spend a little time on this because some people are sending in some questions. People are asking some questions. So, Honorable Speaker, the executive branch of government, like you rightfully said, the executive branch of government has been in the business of disrespecting rulings from the Supreme Court. As a result of that, as a lawyer, what's your indifference on one branch of government overstepping its bounds, especially not implementing decisions from the Supreme Court or violating decisions from the Supreme Court?
Well, these things come with limitations, right? That is why our constitutional order depends a lot on the credibility and the willingness of those in power to respect the rule of law, right? The president can deploy the police anytime. The president can deploy the military anytime. Those are very powerful institutions. Okay, when you turn the police into a Gestapo institution, right, that's operating at the whims and caprices against your political enemies, then there creates a climate. There creates a climate that makes it difficult for other independent branches of government to operate independently. And because our Constitution is written the way it is, okay, any president, any executive branch that wants to disregard the other two branches through the political maneuverings and through the use of the security forces can successfully do that. So the question here is, it is now up to the citizens to begin to push out those issues, to begin to spell out those issues. It's up to us now, okay? When we are in a situation where the executive branch have taken over the legislature in effect by virtue of the statement of the Speaker of the House that we want regime speaker or we want regime legislature, then we have to use our bullet pulpits to bring our constitution back to order. Otherwise, we are treading down a very slippery slope.
Okay, just a question somebody sent, and we want to read it out. The person said it is alleged that the issue of bonds, now for criminal appearance, especially for political exposed people, have been reduced to only property bonds. We have heard it's difficult for any insurance company now to give anyone, especially political exposed individual, to get a bond. They claim that your case in court experienced that. What's your say on that?
Yeah.
And there's
So,
a new regulation, furthermore,
yes.
there's a new regulation for insurance or bonds by the central bank.
Yeah, that's correct. Just as our case was brought up, the central bank issued new regulations, and the central bank is the one that governs insurance. And that regulation was any bond, criminal appearance bond issued by insurance company must meet the approval of the central bank. And that is why we had to revert to property bond, and those who will rely on insurance bond it will be difficult for them to achieve, especially if you are a political enemy or you are a political exposed person and they want to keep you in central prison. So remember, the Constitution said, except for capital cases, criminal defendants are entitled to bond. So the mere fact that you make it almost impossible tells us that this portion of the Constitution is now out the window. Moreover, look at our case. We are all lawmakers, and the Constitution says innocent until proven guilty. In some cases, in most cases, people similarly situated like ours would have walked away on their own personal recognizance. It was not done in this case. We had to post property. We had to post property up to ensure our appearance in court.
Okay, Jeff, maybe you can close up on this, then we'll jump to the next subject matter on the issue of rule of law. Because somebody was asking on his issue of how can he categorize the ongoing case, especially with the executive involved and having his people arrested, taking them to court by the executive branch of government, turning them over to the judicial branch of government, someone asking as to whether he's convinced that the executive crime against them or the allegation against them by the executive, by the police and the apparatus, whether it's politically motivated. That's the concern someone has.
That was for me?
Yeah, the question is, do you believe that the action by the executive with all of the barrage allegation against you and your colleague, do you believe that it's politically motivated, and why do you think so? If it's
absolutely, it's clearly politically motivated. I mean, no serious prosecutor will bring this kind of case on the evidence they have. None. Okay. They have submitted the evidence, and most of the evidence are played out in public. Okay, so we did a matrix that we will introduce. When you read their indictment and you put their indictment against the specific individuals, right? Because each defendant, although I think we are 14, each person is tried. The evidence must be against each person. When you look at that matrix, let me take my case. There is nothing in the indictment that ties me into anything. There is no specific act. And you cannot generalize criminal cases, right? So in order to tie me in, they say, in coordination with Representative Koffa, John Brown did X, right? That's pure nonsense. You have not said, Koffa, this is what you did. You took these steps to cause the burning or to burn the Capitol building. None. And there are other lawmakers and other individuals in their indictment who are similarly situated as I am. They have a few recordings, okay? Either they are confused or they are deliberate in mixing recordings of the riot with the issue of the Capitol building fire. Because if you recall, the day before the fire was the riot. The other thing that will be exposed is the fact that, okay, and we have evidence to this, the police took over the Capitol building security maybe a month before that. There is video evidence to show the 102 and myself walking the grounds of the Capitol, and he's showing me exactly which areas, all the entrances the police are going to be. And my plea to him was, you have to allow somebody from human resources to be there to identify those employees who do not have IDs, right? So what do you want to tell me? The police in charge of a facility allowed, I don't know how many, 14 of us to go in our building, put fire on it, and leave and go back to our respective houses, and then arrest a few other people who were there. Come on. How did they get in there? The second thing that they have refused to investigate. You're going to burn a building, right? Why remove the chairs? Why remove the chairs and put them in the storeroom? I mean, this is an operation. You know, you go in, you burn everything. Why remove the speaker chair and the deputy speaker chair? What value is it to those who are burning the building? None. So those are things that have to be investigated. Those are things that create doubt as to why would these people burn building and then take their time. You're in the building to burn it, okay? You want to be there. You want to be in as quickly as possible, and you want to be out as quickly as possible. You're taking time to pack chairs, move them. You're taking time to take the deputy speaker chair and the speaker chair and take them up to another person's office. How? Okay, this is an investigation that does not make sense. Moreover, they brought other experts. Okay, interestingly enough, we do not see that expert report in their evidence. Okay, and we will expose that too. So we're in a situation, yes, the only thing I can say is this is politically motivated, because no real prosecutor, no prosecutor worth a grain of salt will indeed bring that kind of case. And to look at this, the Solicitor General of the Republic of Liberia is an executive member of the Unity Party. It tells you where we're going with this situation.
Wow. Wow. Thank you, speakers. Thank you. Thank you so much for the knowledge you bring into this platform and the information you're putting out there. More people, they didn't know this, and so it's good to hear it from the horse's mouth. I will speaker ask for one person. I want to know, all these things are happening. Do you think that the police has been weaponized against the opposition of the Unity Party? Because what I see here is every time those who have been prosecuted, those who have been swiftly prosecuted, sent to court, are just the opposition, those who disagree with this government. What's your take on that?
But of course, it's not only the police, the entire security apparatus are being weaponized. Remember, this is very interesting, right? The July 7 protest, the then former Vice President Joseph Yima Boykai was at that protest with his EPS security. We all seen that recording. We all seen that video. What did they say when Madam Joa Howard Taylor attended one meeting of the opposition? They announced anybody who has EPS security and goes to a opposition protest, we will withdraw your security. That is the state of where we are. You carry your security to protest against the CDC government, but now you dare anyone that if they go there, and you know when the big people show up at these rallies and at these protests, it gives it momentum. So to kill it, you say, if you go there, we'll withdraw your security. Do you actually expect Joa Howard Taylor or former President Weah or Cummings or other former government officials to risk their security being withdrawn from them by going to protest? That is, again, the Gestapo tactics of this government, weaponizing the security sector against its opponents. Okay,
when you
that's
talk
pure and
about
simple. So it's not the police. The police is the beachhead. The police is the main one they use. Okay, but the other agencies of government, you take people who you arrest for fire, you carry them to NSA headquarters. You carry them to NSA headquarters for torture and interrogation without their lawyer. When you knew their lawyers, you know who the lawyers were. You wait, you carry them into Central, you wait when the lawyer say, well, nothing going on here, you will book the client, I'm going home. You go, the minute the lawyer leave, you put him in the car, you take him to NSA, blindfold him, you take him to 2 black sites, and you do what you want to do. You come back. The court finds, okay, the court orders a medical report. The medical report finds that these people were tortured. The court came back and said the people can sue. This is where we are.
Wow. Thank you, Speaker. Thank you. So just my final question on this.
yeah,
So
Jeff,
since,
your final question, then we'll move to the next topic.
yes,
Yeah.
thank you. I don't know if
Those of you out there in Lofa County, we are on Radio Wologisi. In Bon County, we are on Voice of Banga, and we are on Atina Radio in Grand Crew County. And I'm getting information there's another station in Mangibi relaying us now. So thank you very much. Jeff will give the last question on the rule of law, then we'll jump to the issue of the economy and Oriental D. So Jeff, you can go ahead.
Okay, just one quick question.
I hope in that question, Jeff, the speaker will follow emphasize on the issue of torture, which is a very critical issue on review.
Yes. My question is also in the line of the torture. I just want to know, Speaker, those people that were tortured, it was confirmed from the medical report because I read the medical report. It was confirmed that they were tortured. I just want to know the evidence that were extracted from the people. Are those evidence going to be used or adduced in court, going to be used against the accused in court? Is that what the court is saying? I just want to follow through on that.
Yes, the court is saying several things, but the bottom line is, yes, that evidence can be used. The court actually went on to say that their lawyers were present, which the lawyers were not at the NSA, and if they are being tortured, the lawyers would have stopped it. So in essence, the court says, in spite of what the medical report says, we do not believe there exists grounds to throw this evidence out based on torture. Look, the facts are stubborn things, right? We accept that ruling. We'll go to court with that evidence. But it is clear, for God's sake, and the sake of our humanity, Thomas Etheridge was tortured. Eric Suse were tortured. Kivi Baha was tortured. They are still sitting in central prison. Okay, to prove what? To prove what?
Wow.
Okay. I mean, it is mind-boggling that Liberia is now descending into this, where we look at torture, we scoffed it. You know, when our parents during the coup, when my father were arrested, he was taken. My sister reminded me when I left South Beach, she said it was 45 years to the day that our dad was arrested and sent to South Beach prison. You coming out? When my father was at South Beach prison, he was tortured and beaten. We don't expect that to happen this day and age. We have a democracy now. We have government that should have transcended that. How can you go and you torture people and for political reasons? The entire country turned a blind eye. With a medical report, a medical personnel, one who I doubted, because I told my people, I said, we can try it, but you know, there is no doctor in this country that has the intestinal fortitude to find there was torture. I was made surprised. Dr. Allen King using the Istanbul protocol. This is the protocol to establish, because people are not there when people are being tortured. You know, these institutions are not going to be there. So they establish a protocol to say, here is how you determine whether or not somebody was tortured. In 5 of the 7 reports he did, He said, consistent with allegation of torture. Now, the other part that we did not investigate was the psychology of the individuals that have been tortured, that have gone through that. One of the things the prosecutor ran with, oh, they were not sodomized. Oh, the doctor said they refused examination for sodomy. But there's a psychological aspect of that. Before you go inspect somebody for sodomy, you think you will submit after having gone through that experience in this kind of society. You think you will admit it? No. You think you will allow somebody to go play inside you after doing that unnatural act to you? No. So maybe there should have been some psychological counseling. There should have been some other things available to these individuals so we can get out of them what really happened. But as it is now, Akaros Jeff, the country say we don't care. What we care about is to make sure that you people are convicted on this political fire. And because we care about your conviction on this political fire, any evidence, we'll use it. We'll throw out the rules of court, we'll throw out the rules of the doctrine of the personal tree, and we will use that evidence. And what evidence? Is funny, okay? One of the things they have is a letter from Kivi Bar to Honorable Dixon Sibo. The letter say, explain everything how they bring the billing and what they got. Akaros, let's use our senses. This day and age, other than writing people for job recommendation or what have you, when your constituent won't write you the red letter, they're not text message they'll send. So it's totally fabricated. If any of your constituents were first for you because you are sort of do something, he give you money, you will not send a go red letter. Somebody who can read and write, he will send text message. He will get a phone to somebody and say, please text Honorable Gray X, Y, and Z. How many letters have you received in the last 5 years? So all this bogus nonsense that's going on is designed for a political purpose. I'm sorry to take all that time.
Honorable Speaker, unfortunately, I'm the moderator for the day. So, unfortunately, I'm the moderator, so you are under the gabble of my authority now.
Sure, I submit. Submit.
Yeah, but it's a good show. It's a good show. Thank you for your express opinion by strong facts on the issue of the rule of law. So we're going to go to the second subject matter that has to do with the economy of the country under the Unity Party-led administration. Vis-a-vis some of the dealings in the government in terms of the economy, the Liberian people, whether they are actually benefiting from what the rescue government promised the people of the Republic of Liberia. We'll also focus on Oriental, because you spoke about the issue of Oriental, asking your colleagues to reject Oriental. So we'll just give you a few minutes to give a boy-out view on the economy vis-a-vis the welfare of the Liberian people and Oriental.
Okay, so the first thing every government should understand, okay, is that it exists to enhance the welfare of its people, right? That's why when the CDC came to power, you saw George Weah doing things like housing units. You saw free education policy. You saw different other kind of populist pro-poor policies, right, being either initiated or implemented. That's why you saw that. That's the duty of the government, okay, to lift those who are stuck at the bottom. Nowadays, we got a $1.2 billion budget. Let's assume that in your last budget, over $700,000 was used on salary and recurring costs. Why could you not have frozen those and use the extra 1.2, use the extra 400 million or 500 million to improve the lives of your people? You got a $1.2 billion budget. More people are poor. More people go to bed hungry. More people have no money to pay tuition and fees. More people cannot afford to pay their rent. You are celebrating a $1.2 billion budget. When you open the budget, then you get even more disappointed, right? The first thing, a major error, $95 million. That's not something of a number that's hidden in the budget. $95 million was the number over and above what was approved. You would think that's the first line in the budget. What was approved last year? What was spent? $95 million. You had to take 3 days to recall it and insert and correct it. So if you have that kind of elementary mistake in the budget, how can we believe the credibility of the numbers there? The mistake is too elementary. Everybody's silent about it now. But when it was raised, the chairman on Westminster Finance said, we don't know how it happened. We never recast the budget. Ministry of Finance had to go and recall it. So your numbers, your basic numbers were wrong. How do we know about the details? Also, you put in that budget an assumption, which is an insult to the legislature. You put in there 200 million for ArcelorMittal. It's almost like blackmail. If you want us to get this money, approve this. So which means it's a fait accompli. So we have a budget on the boast on a number that has very little credibility, right? But our focus, again, has to be, what is it for the welfare of the Liberian people? As the budget grows, our support for the welfare of the Liberian people must grow. That's what we proposed, and we didn't even know they were coming with $1.2 billion. That's what we proposed, this social safety net. Okay, what's in it for the Liberian people? You will find very little. Okay, it's an expansion of big government. It's an expansion of what the big five is going to get. It's an expansion of putting other things in the budget that will enhance the consolidation of power. You know, that will ensure the construction of these headquarters, that will ensure the absence more and more of the rule of law. You wanted me to go into Oranto?
Okay, we'll come to Oranto.
Okay.
Jeff will come in, but Honorable Speaker, just yesterday we had a conversation with some developmental and policy aspects on the budget. They exposed of $15 million that is placed under the Ministry of Internal Affairs. And under that description, it has to do with legislative issue. And that is strange. As a former lawmaker, I've not seen money being placed under Ministry of Internal Affairs for legislative projects or district projects, so to speak. They said district project of $15 million United States dollars. I don't know whether you've seen that, but we try to bring it to your attention. Maybe you can have your say on that. Under the Ministry of Internal Affairs, $57 million project. Yeah.
It is purely a violation of the separations of powers, right? The only reason why lists exist is to avoid a conflict of interest. Again, it was a respect for the Constitution, because the legislators make the law, the executive implement the law. So where the legislators have appropriated unto themselves certain amount to be used per district for development, the only issue here is, how do you avoid a conflict of interest, right? How do you avoid giving me the money to be an implementer? That is why this agency is created on the executive branch to implement that. When you move it from an agency, an independent agency, and give it to a government parastatal or government ministry, right? What you have essentially saying is, you are giving this money to the executive branch to use at will. And that's a violation of the Constitution. That's a violation of the budget law. And that's a violation of how we do and operate business. But again, this is the further consolidation of executive power in this administration.
Thank you, Speaker Koffa. So one quick question. Yesterday, when those experts were on the show, they made it clear that most of the main source of the budget contribution that coming from taxation and everything are being placed directly on the special government entities. But the 200 million that they are expecting to come from other sources, companies' contribution to the budget, those are the ones they're putting under the PSRP, and those are the ones they're putting under for the hospitals and stuff. That means the money they are not show off is the money they are putting towards the people.
Correct.
And the money they are show off is the one they're putting towards themselves. How can you explain that, Speaker?
But that is it, because they want to be able to say it's a hijack, right? It's a sleight of hand. These people are very smart at trickery. They want to be able to say to the lawmakers, we want to do public sector investment, and this is where we're getting that money from. So you have to approve these deals. You have to divorce yourself from your independence in your oversight in order to get this money. Otherwise, we will not do public sector investment. They will go to the Liberian people and say they did not approve it, so we did not get the money. Whereas you are right. The money you do have, the taxpayer money that you collected, that you show you will collect, spend it on the people. And then what you want to do with your extras, you can do it on the contingency side of the budget. And so this is the budget upside down.
So in essence, we're saying to ourselves, for example, you have a family, right? You say your salary, you use it to entertain yourself outside the house and forget about your family. The money somebody promised you is what you're
Right.
going to use for your family. In layman's sense, is that what this government is seeing in this 2026 proposed budget?
You couldn't have said it. I couldn't have said it any better, right? Employee comes and say, "Oh, boss man, please help me with my rent." My first question always, what you do with your salary? Okay, because your salary, that's what you know you get. You can't get your salary,
Exactly.
go jolly, then you wait. Okay, when my rent comes, I will get it from my boss man. And this is exactly what happens. What has happened here? They took all the contingent revenue, all the revenue that is contingent on something else, and they put it towards public sector investment. And let me tell you something: when the budget is passed, okay, they will immediately go for that money for those other things that are in their interest, and the rest of it will be floating on all these contingencies, a lot of which may not happen.
Wow.
And then they will go back to do a recast so they can adjust the budget to the real number that it should have been.
Wow, we're in a deep mess. Wow.
Okay. We want to bring in the issue of the yellow machine. There are very conflicting accounts on the yellow machine. It said that once upon a time that the payment will have come through the road funds, another time through the office of the president. Now we're hearing the president saying that EcoBank is providing a loan for the road fund. Initially, it was $21 million. We are hearing it's about $29 to $30 million for the road funds. What is your take? Because this concern about the road funds issue, about the yellow machine issue, was announced, I guess, when you were speaker. That's when the executive made that pronouncement. So what is about this yellow machine issue that the information, the pieces of information in terms of the amount for this yellow machine keep changing? What is your
Okay, that's very good. So we have to understand the reason why we're here this late on this yellow machine issue is because, quote unquote, you had an opposition speaker. If you listen to Honorable Koga, at some point he said we remove him because he was opposing the yellow machine. No, we were never opposing the yellow machine. We just wanted to make sure that government worked, right? It started at $87 million. When I met with the executive branch officials, they told me $87 million, and we wanted to see where is the proof in the pudding? Where is the procurement? What is the deal? Okay, and then finally we agreed, as I told them, don't send it here. It's not going to pass. Do not send it here. They took it back when what they wanted to accomplish in the leadership, they accomplished it at the legislature. Now they are trying to fix it to get it back to a situation where it can be approved. That's why you got these conflicting accounts. First of all, the government shouldn't be getting loan from EcoBank without legislative approval. So either that was a misspeak, or they may come to the legislature to approve of it. But it started at $87 million. So if it is not at 29, yes, I heard it did go to 21. If it is not at 29, who are going to eat that other $30 million? This is brazen. Okay, so it has never been about the yellow machines. It has never been about the machine. It has been about the process and the credibility of the process and the credibility of those who are involved in taking government money and announcing extravagant figures or padding a government project for their own personal benefit. That's why it's always been. Let's put the details on the table. Let's understand it, and let's procure it in a way and manner that is appropriate in our government mechanism. That's what this yellow machine business was about.
Okay,
so
okay,
up to
yeah.
now, you have no idea what the funding source, what the funding mechanism is, or what the true picture is as to the procurement of these yellow machines. You will not know.
You just struck a point. You just struck a point, Jeff, before you come. You just struck a very important point. And it brings also back to the rule of law. Technically, though we're discussing the economy of the country. The executive should not take any loan without the express approval by the legislature. And the president has spoken that there is a loan already given by Echo Bank. Do you think that members of the House of Representatives, you are a member of the House of Representatives, do you think that that issue will be brought to the floor of the legislature for corrective measures?
I don't know if it will be brought to the floor. I intend to send a letter in that regard. How it gets treated is a question of legislative politics.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, one main reason why people think that the government came against you with its full weight to remove you from the speakership is because you insisted on the audit of the House of Representatives. Do you ever think that audit will take place? Or if it does, what is going to happen?
Okay, I think some of those who joined for my removal were also proponents of the audit. So I think on their side, there was some pressure to go ahead and do the audit, but they restricted the audit to only 2 years, which is unfortunate. I did sit down for an audit interview, I think about 3 weeks ago from the GAC. I'm not sure the audit is going to represent the true picture of the system at the House of Representatives. If you were going to restrict it for only 2 years, I would say it should be a minimum of 5 years. So to escape what the true realities will be and to placate those who wanted, it was restricted to 2 years.
One minute, please. So you say it's restricted to 2 years. From when to when?
I think the audit period is 2022 to 2024.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
So they're now at least going back to 5 or 6 years to audit coming to the present. So they just audit for 2 years.
No, in their own wisdom, they decided that they wouldn't do that.
So you mean that the legislature, this is a breaking news, they will only audit from 2022 to 2024 or to now?
Correct. 2022 to 2024.
Wow.
Do they give any particular reason why they want to audit only those 2 years, or they're saying is that what they want to do? But is there any particular reason why they chose those 2 years?
No, I mean, I don't want to speculate, but look, an institution that has never been audited, but let's even take out the history. Since 2005, since the inception of this democracy, I guess it's the Third Republic, an institution that has never been audited, to agree to audit 2 years is to make a laughing matter out of the audit process. Okay, maybe it's a kind of gotcha audit, I don't know, but you would gain nothing serious. If you're trying to improve systems, you would gain nothing serious out of a 2-year audit. A 5-year audit is a more appropriate mechanism. That's why auditors have told me, okay, that, in these kind of situations, when you're doing a systemic audit, you want to do it about 5 years. I think an actual audit will be inculcated in that. You definitely want to do 5 years to be able to establish a pattern. You can't establish a pattern with only 2 years.
Honorable Speaker, under the CDC, GST was 10%. The Unity Party government took it to 12%, and now it's 13%. What's the rationale?
Well, I don't know what the rationale, but you see, this is contrary to political economy and its operations, right? When the people are hurting, the role of the government is to reduce taxes. But in this government, it's increasing taxes. There should not be a rush to get to $1.2 billion if you're going to get there on the backs of the Liberian people, right? So since you're getting this windfall of 200 million a year, 100 million there, 10 million there, and all these other numbers you see you getting, all this contingent revenue, they should have delayed or reduced, even as a temporary measure for a year or two, the GST, so that Liberians, the money they're making, can see a little bit more in their pockets. But instead, government is going ahead and increase taxes. It is the reverse, or it's an inverse thinking. It's a backward thinking. It's a thinking that, you know, the Liberian people don't matter. What matter is the government priorities in using funds in organizing itself in a way for the consolidation of power for the next 200 years.
Thank you.
That's what the Unity
Speaker.
Party chairman said. So you have to
Yeah.
understand that's the marching order.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
We have the government has increased work permit payment to $3,000 to the K. So for foreigners, work permit meaning for foreigners. Do you think that's the best way to go? Because it seems to be the government is generating revenue at the detriment of the population, of the people itself. The concentration is not on developing or adding value to our natural resources. But the ordinary people who sell beta ball, for example, the GST will affect them. Those who go buy zinc, for example, to renovate their homes. Those who go buy cement, for example, and all of those things. Who go buy food in the supermarket, or even when you go to Ecobo shop, the GST will affect them. And now that means that taxation is made on the people. Okay, and now that this work permit has gone to $30,000, and there's this big debate about this work permit issue of $30,000. What's your view on it?
Look, it is, again, it is not forward looking, right? Because instead of trying to increase the work permit as a deterrent, what you should do is simply enforce the rules. You are allowed to bring foreigners to do jobs that Liberians cannot do, but those foreigners must train Liberians to do that job. So you must be able to say, okay, John Brown, we have no Liberian that can drive this truck. Therefore, you can bring in somebody who can, for 3 years, train a Liberian, and after that 3 years, that person has to be gone. Okay, that is it. So putting $10,000 in there, right, that they will find a backdoor way to get back, and I'm using $10,000 to make it as exorbitant as possible. It's not going to resolve the issue of getting jobs to Liberians. Okay, it is simply not going to, because they will continue to want to use their own people and their own foreign agents to come here and do what they want to do, because they really don't want to empower Liberians, number two, and they don't want Liberians in their business. Okay, that's a business cost there, to make sure, we don't have what we're doing, we know our own will protect us, we don't want Liberians inside. So the main thing should be on what is in place for the transition of that foreign national. If it's to drive a truck, within 3 years, I'm sure a Liberian can be trained to drive any truck. Okay, so that is what we should pay attention to. Increasing the price, is to put money in somebody's pocket, even if it is to put money in the government coffers. It's not the right way to go.
Honorable Speaker, finally, looking at the economy, I want to go back to the legislature quickly on your removal, on the quest to remove you by the quote-unquote majority bloc. Do you believe, because I'm one of those who, in fact, I don't want to give my opinion on it because I want to listen to you. Do you believe that one of the factors for fighting you at the legislature, especially by some colleagues of the legislature, it's an open secret, some members in the Senate, some in the House of Representatives. Do you think it's because you were very, very straightforward in making demands for the issue of auditing the House of Representatives? Do you think that the issue of auditing the House is a factor for some of your colleagues fighting you? Do you think it's a challenge?
Yes, I believe it is what actually tipped the scale for the majority bloc to become a majority bloc. I think that was the issue. It was a contentious issue. It was not a pleasant issue. We negotiated it several ways, but I felt that it was important. We have begun, and we promised our colleagues there are certain things we will do. There are certain reforms we will institute. There are certain ways we wanted the legislature to operate. And I kept insisting that, look, if we're going to stay with business as usual, then it was useless for us to take over the leadership. And we were proceeding in a deliberate, manner. We had an agenda on the things we wanted to achieve. One of it was this audit. We tried our best to reassure our colleagues that it was not going to be a witch hunt, but unfortunately, we did not succeed in that. People thought, for whatever reason, I don't know what would be in an audit. I wasn't much involved in the finances. I was disturbed that the Deputy Speaker's budget was used in some of the ways that it was, but the audit was going to show systemically what were the issues and how we fixed them. So that became a rallying cry for some people, that I was not a team player, and yada, yada, yada. And so off we went.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you so much. Honorable Speaker, one quick question on the budget and the job creation. One of the main things the Unity Party campaigned on was that they were going to create jobs. They were going to bring NGOs, companies were going to flow in, and jobs were going to be created. Now I say they are requesting the Labor Ministry, who is a custodian of the Liberian people job with the foreign companies, to contribute towards the budget. And to contribute to raise that money, the only way the Labor Ministry has to do that is to give up more work permit. In my mind, I think it's hypocritical for us, for this government, to say they want to give Liberians job, because I hear some of the lawmakers are crying for Liberian people job, but at the same time, they are asking the Labor Ministry to contribute towards the budget, hugely. In my mind, I think it's hypocritical. You can be talking for Liberians to get jobs, but at the same time, you're asking the Labor Ministry to sell more Liberian jobs. So what's your take on this?
But it is typical of this government's posture, right? They have a mentality, they will say anything, okay? They really don't care about the credibility of what they are saying. Okay, they can say one thing now and do the opposite later. Remember, this was the government that are opposed to private jets. Now they're flying even bigger private jets. So that is their MO, that is their modus operandi. It doesn't matter what they say. Okay, they will say anything to get what they want. The Labor Ministry program should be geared more towards ensuring that Liberians are hired in good quality private private sector jobs than in raising money for government revenue. So it just don't make sense.
Wow.
It just don't make sense.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Akara, so on to you.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. And those of you listening to us, we are on Atina Radio in Barclayville, Grand Crew County. We are also on Radio Banga in Bon County. We are also being relayed by Radio Wolokisi in Lofa County. And there's another station I'm hearing that is relaying us in Magibi County. If you are listening to us, this is our former speaker, Honorable Councillor J. Fonati Koffa, representing the people of Grand Crew County. We have him as our guest, and now we'll be moving to the second thematic concern of the economy of the country. Honorable Speaker, you've called on your colleagues to reject the rental deed. Why?
So, Akaros, the first thing my antenna went up when I heard Oranto, because I remembered the big controversy when Oranto were here the last time. So naturally, my curiosity piqued why we want to do business with a company that we had such difficulty with in their flipping of the last block. And it was so scandalous. It was a source of Global Witness report and ProPublica report and a Reuters article. Okay, so I went back and I refreshed myself with all of those articles and publications, right? Then I went to delve into the agreement. So I did a lawyerly review. I did a review as a lawyer because that's what I do. That's what I know. The first thing when you're reviewing a contract is you have to identify who the parties are. Because in some contract, there are parties and there are real parties in interest, right? So I had to determine who are these parties. That would have been the first thing I attacked. But it took me a while to find out who Oranto Petroleum Liberia Limited was, because that's who the contract is with. After due diligence search, which took several weeks, we can only find something which I have in my hand called Oranto Petroleum Limited BVI. Now, some of the public will say, oh, that's a technical issue. It's not, because each company is like what we call a legal person, right? Jeff cannot be Akaras, Akaras cannot be Jeff. So then my question is, who is this Oranto Liberia Limited, and why Oranto Petroleum did not just do the contract like they did in the past? Well, there are two things. The first thing is Oranto Petroleum Limited BVI owes Liberia about $50 million. They cannot get a tax clearance. In order to do business with the government of Liberia, you have to have a tax clearance. Akaras, you are lawmakers, you're a former lawmaker. Okay, before you go get your duty free that you are entitled to, the first thing LRA will tell you is go bring a tax clearance. Okay?
Even before you
I went to go clear my containers for my house renovation. For my house renovation the other day, and that's what LRA want to see. Okay, and then I decided, no, I would save it for vehicles because it was going to cost me less for the container than for the tax clearance. So I decided to go ahead and clear the container. So in order for Oranto Petroleum BVI, okay, to sign this production sharing agreement, it would have had to produce a tax clearance. It owes Liberia about $50 million. Why do I say that? Because there were capital gains that should have been paid off the last deal. If you check the records of the LRA, they were to come back now and declare after the LRA told them, after you finish closing all the deals and all the money change here, come back to tell us what you actually made, right? And it's only what you made, you will pay your capital gains. They don't want to pay that, okay? So then they organized, and I don't know if they even went through the form, they organized something called Oranto Petroleum Liberia Limited, except we can't find nowhere in the records of the business registry. Okay, after diligent search, my office sent there. I got two other law firms to go there. I got other people to go there. They said there is nothing. The only thing we have on our record is this BVI. So then in my mind, it doesn't exist. So you are signing a contract now with something, with an entity that does not exist. Now I saw the testimony of the Nukal man who said they were registered in September 2025. I would like to see that. I know they can manufacture anything. Don't get me wrong. I'm not naive to think that they can go back and backdate a document. But I'm telling you that it was not there at the time. And it's not there. Okay. So I would like to see what is there or what they're going to bring forth to show that Oranto Petroleum Liberia Limited is a real company. That's the first thing.
Yeah, Honorable Speaker. But wasn't this company issue, wasn't it in August? Wasn't the document signed in August?
Yes. Well, hold on. Let me check my dates.
Yeah, the information that I've gathered is that the document was signed in August.
Okay, I know Prince Arthur. Okay, so is September 16. It's September 16.
So when did they negotiate? And when they
you have to assume they have been negotiating a while now. It's a pretty lengthy document, and very technical. So they must have been negotiating for a while now.
Okay, so they registered in September. They got a D in September by the same government.
No, again, I do not believe that they are registered. Their company,
Wow.
Oranto Petroleum Liberia Limited,
yeah.
I do not have any record of their incorporation or their registration.
So what you have record on is Oranto Liberia BVR.
No, Oranto Petroleum BVR.
Oranto Petroleum BVR.
Yeah.
So
the company that is called Liberia, Oranto Petroleum Liberia, I do not have a record. And the business registration at the time do not have a record of their registration. And that was as of the date of November 7th. They did not have a record of the registration of Oranto Petroleum Liberia Limited. This is from the business registration.
wow. Wow. So in essence, you are telling us that this government wants us to do to send about 4 of our oil blocks to Oranto. Honorable Speaker, let's talk about the bonuses that were supposed to be paid by Oranto. Our understanding is that Oranto is not going to pay the bonus upfront like what Total is doing, but they are going to distribute it over a period of time. Did you come across that in the agreement that was sent to the legislature?
So as far as I can tell, when you remove all the confusing language, right? The bonus in that agreement is $1.2 million, right? And the funny thing is, signature bonus, we who do these contracts all the time, signature bonus is the money you pay when the contract is signed. But they are going to have 6 months to pay the $1.2 million. And when they find oil and they're doing what they call production, because before you come to how much you got to divide, how much money is earned, there are these production costs. You can take your signature bonus and put it in your production cost. Okay, so in essence, it's free. I mean, that is something I can credit $1.2 million from a bank and wait till we flip and get that money back. So it's no bonus. The other thing they said is, oh, this other bonus when you purchase the data. This is a very, very foolish nonsense in there, because then that's not a signature bonus, because it's contingent upon the happening of an event, right? When you buy data. So then my question is, did you not buy data? Did you get these oil blocks and you come and invest hundreds of millions of dollars in Liberia offshore and you didn't buy it? What data did you use?
Honorable Speaker, a quick interjection before you read the data. I know you're on fire. Let's go back to the signature bonus, then we'll go to the data.
Okay.
The citizen-led administration, from my understanding, left the signature bonus between $8 to $10 million. Why do you think the Unity Party government has brought down the signature bonus to $1.25 million, as opposed to the $8 to $10 million that were left to say this will be signature bonus? Why is it now at $1.25 million for rental?
Okay, remember the CDC-led government did not negotiate with Oranto. CDC-led government was talking to and negotiating with ExxonMobil that would have brought signature bonus between 8 to 10 million. When the government decided to walk away from ExxonMobil, an American company that has capacity to do deep water drilling, they went to Oranto. Okay, for whatever their reasons were. And that's Oranto's terms and condition. The signature bonus will pay $1.2 million and you give us 6 months to pay it.
Okay, but then our understanding is that before you come to the data issue, that, for us, we're out there and we're listening a lot. People are concerned that Arthur Easier has some relationship with not just President Boyka, but the Unity Party administration. Do you think that this is a kind of a payback economically for a campaign support towards the Unity Party? Have you heard that, or what's your opinion? I don't
want to speculate on that because I actually don't know. I mean, I've heard the same thing, but it certainly raised in my mind as a lawyer. It certainly raised a vexing problem. Number one, why would you leave ExxonMobil and go to Oranto? what was the discussions with Oranto? Why is Oranto Petroleum BVI not the party in interest? Instead, is a non-entity called Oranto Petroleum Liberia. All these things raise issues and raise questions that bring out what the real motives are and what the real deal is. But as to what it is, I can't speculate on that.
So we can go on the data issue.
Yeah, so I was saying that they have not, data is expensive. And one of the ways Kllr make money is to sell the data. Okay? Oranto didn't buy no data. They testify that, they bought data 10 years ago and the data represent the whole block. That's all of that is pure nonsense. Okay? Because the blocks you bought the data for are not the blocks you are now procuring. You need to buy data for those blocks. And it's serious. I mean, you come and invest millions, maybe $1 billion. You don't care about the data to make sure that, okay, the data I got was about 10 years or 15 years ago. Now let me get the new data that is available. You don't care about it, so that it will give me a scientific, it will give me to a certain scientific certainty, okay, that what I'm investing in reasonable exists. You never bought it, then we say you can pay a signature bonus if you buy data. He's not going to buy no data. He already got it all blocks. Why would he buy it now when he intends to flip it? He does not have the capacity to develop these oil blocks. So his only thing, and we know he's going to do it, is to flip it. My critics, when I first started on this journey, and the reason why, let me just explain, the reason why we started to go to Facebook, again, we do not control the legislature, and we do not control how our communications and stuff, and we did not want to be confined to the workings of the legislature to bring these issues out. So we took to our Facebook page to explain to the Liberian people in simple terms. And everybody went up in arms. That, we're bitter. We didn't know what we're talking. We're misrepresenting the facts. Now, everybody is coming back to say this deal is wrong. It's absolutely wrong.
Speaker, with all these negatives about the Oriental deal, I personally am troubled. I'm sure that the legislature is a rubber stamp legislature. I'm sure they're going to pass this deal still. Do you have any faith in the legislature that they won't pass the deal that is very bad for the Liberian people? Because I personally believe for the president to even send that kind of deal to the House is troubling. But as it is, do you think that the legislature will pass on this deal?
Based on my own vote count, if the vote were held today, I believe it will pass.
Wow. Well, and why so?
But I am encouraged. I am encouraged by the fact that more and more people are coming out, more and more legislators are coming out and saying, on both sides of the aisle, are coming out and saying, let's take a second look at this. Maybe it needs to go back to the executive.
Wow. This is troubling me because if this deal does not benefit the Liberian people and the government is pushing it so hard, I think it will work against this government. It will work against the government in so much way that it will turn the ordinary Liberians against the government if this deal passes through both houses. The only hope the Liberian people have is the House of Legislature, where their true representation are. These are the people that are supposed to protect the interests of the ordinary Liberians. And if you are saying that you are not sure that this deal wouldn't pass, what else can we do as a people? Because you guys are our representation. You are the people that are there to look out for us and exercise oversight and keep the executive branch in check. And if we cannot depend on the legislature to do that, I think it's troubling for this particular deal. Are there other options, Honorable Speaker? Other companies that were in contestation with Oriental for these same oil blocks?
The only options we have is for the Liberian people to call their lawmakers and encourage them not to vote for this deal. I mean, there's not a legal option. I'm not sure there are constitutional issues that will be raised if the legislature, in their wisdom, passes this bill or ratify this agreement. The only thing is for Liberian people to put pressure on their lawmakers not to vote for it.
So what I was saying, do you have any knowledge, Honorable Speaker, as to whether there were other companies vying for the same oil block? There are other options for the government to achieve.
I'm aware that the ExxonMobil was in discussion with the CDC-led government. I think the negotiations were stalled because Exxon did not want to present any appearance in the middle of election of doing anything. They did not want the appearance of impropriety. So at some point, the negotiation was suspended until after the elections. And of course, this administration came to power. The United Party-led government came to power and walked away from ExxonMobil.
Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, yeah, you got me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Honorable Speaker, when I listened to the NOCA boss at the hearing at the Senate, he admitted that 3 oil blocks were leased to Oranto in the past, and each cost $200,000. That is $600,000 United dollars for each of those oil blocks to be leased. And then we are hearing that those blocks were flipped for millions of dollars. Do you have an idea actually on how much those oil blocks were being flipped for by Arthur Izzy, the Oriental guy?
Yeah, it was just simple. They gave it out for very little money, as is done in this case. And he goes and hustles somebody who can buy it for hundreds of millions. I mean, that's just his deal, and that's why we should be extremely cautious, and that's why we should be cognizant of the fact that it's just a flipper. Okay, it's just a flipper. The other thing about this deal, as a lawyer, I don't know which. Hold on 1 second. I think I lost my. Y'all can see me?
Yeah, we're getting you. We're getting
you.
Yeah,
we're getting you.
Okay, so. As a lawyer, the other thing that disturbed me about this deal, this is a national deal. This is selling or leasing a major asset of the Republic of Liberia. When you go to the signature page, right, you find Marilyn T. Logan, Director General, Liberian Petroleum Regulatory Authority. She signed. Then you go there, there's a signature that says, on behalf of the Minister of Finance and Development Planning, Republic of Liberia. What is that? On behalf of you, the Minister of Finance. You got to sign this thing. Then you go to attestation on behalf of the Minister of Justice. There's a signature that we don't know who it is. The Minister of Justice on this agreement, you should sign it because you should review it. Okay? The Minister of Justice is supposed to be a good lawyer because I don't think any good lawyer, if you go through this agreement, will take it to be worth anything. You go to the guarantee page where there should be guarantees. Okay? This is where you know that Oranto Petroleum Liberia Limited does not have the capacity to do anything. They're depending on Oranto Petroleum PLC, which is the Nigerian company, right? So the parties can say, okay, saying Oranto Liberia Petroleum Limited is nothing, you Oranto Petroleum PLC will guarantee it. You go to the guarantee page, there is nothing there. There is no amount being guaranteed. There is no guarantor. Who review this? There is no guarantor. No guarantor on it. You look there, the amount guaranteed is blank. So if something were to happen, Oranto Nigeria PLC will say, show us what we signed to guarantee anything. We didn't. Because a code of law or arbitration will go by what the parties wrote, because in every agreement at the end of the day, it says only what is written here, not what was discussed, is part of this agreement. So you got on behalf of that my first time seeing a new clause in a contract, a major concession agreement with the Republic of Liberia that says on behalf of the Minister of Finance and on behalf of the Minister of Justice.
Wow, that is very strange. On behalf, that's why the legislature should not even be looking at it.
And the individual, if you put a name there, at least if you say Akaras Gray on behalf of the Minister of Finance, then we say, okay, yeah, we know that Akaras Gray signed it. Akaras come. Tell why you signed it. If you watch the Senate hearing, the people were saying they didn't even have copies of their own agreement that they negotiated and reviewed.
Wow. This is bad governance. For someone to sign on behalf of the Minister of Justice, the name is not there. It's on behalf of the Minister of Justice, on behalf of the Minister of Finance, and even Oriental, they don't have the guarantor signature there. Who signed for Oriental? Who signed for Oriental? Liberia
Prince
Limited.
Prince Arthur Izzy signed for Oriental Petroleum Liberia Limited.
Wow.
Now, if we had a copy of their registration and the articles of incorporation, we would know who the owners are. But we don't, because they are not registered as a Liberian corporation. I mean, I will welcome them. You know, they will go backdated. Prince Arthur Izzy signed on September 16, 2025, on behalf of the contractor Oriental Petroleum Liberia Limited.
Wow.
Wow.
So it's just like the signing coincided with the submission of the agreement to the legislature.
Correct.
That is more than 4G. I think not 200G. That generation. But yeah, we're going to the next topic now. We'll come back because we have 30 more minutes to go. Honorable Speaker, and we want to tell our listeners and our viewers thank you very much. And we're asking them to keep sharing this show because it's very important. You're making a lot of sense and making a lot of news. You know, we have friends from different news networks who are grew and breaking the news on what you are saying. So the next thing we'll go to has to do with your social net fund bill. Why was it introduced?
Well, as I said, Akaros, you know, every year since I've been here, since I returned in 2009, we have been entertaining and assisting folks on school fees and rent. I would say out of 10 persons who may be in my employ, I used to see 2 or 3 persons making such requests. In the last year and a half, out of 10 persons, 9 were making such requests. It was so bad. My wife made a trip to China. The pressures on us, because we got basically almost 40 employees. My wife said, look, I have a Liberian dollar account that I never touched when I was working. So it has some money in it. You know, I'm going to close that account and use the money to pay the school fees of our staff. That brought to my mind and to my attention that, look, this is a government burden, right? This is when children are not going to school, it's a burden on society. When a father cannot come home at 5 o'clock because he wants to come home at midnight, because at midnight, maybe the landlord would have left a door, he can come sleep from 12 midnight to about 5 in the morning when he leaves again, so the landlord can catch him at the apartment. When more of these things are happening, we got to look at the underbelly of what is happening. And the government can come up with all the rosy scenarios about the economy, Akaros. The bottom line is Liberians are hurting. So we said, look, rather than increase our budgets and what we can give out in handouts, let's make a direct cash payment. You saw President Trump the other day on TV showing $2,000.
Yeah.
The American family, they are hurting. Government say we will send check of $2,000 to each family. During coronavirus time, I think they send $3,500 to each family. We're a poor country. Maybe we couldn't afford it. But man, Akaros, when I look at our budget, especially now, we can afford $25 million. We can even afford $50 million. You can even take $100 million from the so-called contingency revenue, the signature bonus, and give it to the Liberians and give back, direct give back. Vouchers to schools, vouchers to landlords. So people can be able to come home at 5 o'clock and spend small time with the children before they go to sleep. So that people don't have to be stressed and worried that, hey, this rent is due. I went to my bossman said he doesn't have it. Our society, we could have majority of our citizens living on the margins, looking at us to be their benefactors. When we have a government, when we have a republic, we have a nation that is generating so much in revenue. So that is why we proposed it. And we are working on the dynamics of it that we will submit next week. So far, there seems to be very little traction in the legislature for that. The first question I got was, why you didn't do it when you were speaker, or why you didn't do it when you were there? But the explanation is simple. I'm telling you from my experience, I have not seen it this bad. The only counter you can come tell me, say, no, people not having that problem. People not having rent problem. People not having school fees problem. Honorable Koffa, I think you're wrong. But to say why you didn't do it, even if it was the same, then there is never a bad time to reach out to your citizens. Reach out to them when they fall. Heal them when they're sick. And provide enough opportunities to make them equal, in fact, and not just in theory. And this government is operating on that.
Jeff?
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. But I think this bill will be something good for the ordinary Liberians to benefit from. But from where you sit, you think this government is going to support that bill? Knowing that the government only look out for their own, for themselves, and not the ordinary people?
As I said, the reception we got on the letter is going to be difficult, but we'll continue to try to push this issue. And, you know, we're almost in a Stockholm syndrome, Akaros, you people may know, where the captive start to identify with the captor. Okay? I have had Liberians who look and say, the $25 million, honorable, you think we should be getting that kind of money? It's your money. The money for you. You should be demanding it. You shouldn't be scratching your head and wondering whether you deserve it. It is your money. And you must demand of your government that they begin to pay attention to you. If the great United States president can stand up and be holding $2,000 to tell people $2,000 coming to you, what more this small Liberia?
Thank you.
So we'll keep pushing on that issue.
What you're doing is historic. You're the first lawmaker that is looking out for the ordinary Liberians. Most times we see most of the lawmakers in that house seeking to push in bill to benefit themselves. But you are the first person we see thinking about the ordinary Liberians and trying to address the hardship that is faced by the Liberian people, which is architect of this government. This government has created that kind of hardship, and your bill seeks to relieve the ordinary people. I'm so impressed about that. I hope that your bill will sail through easily, and I hope that the ordinary Liberians will benefit from this kind of gesture from their own government, their own money. And I want to say in this public manner, thank you very much. We are impressed with that bill. We hope and pray that it will sail through smoothly. But great.
Yeah. Okay. Also, Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
Just maybe under 2 minutes. What's your take on the FOIA project? The quote-unquote $10 million project in FOIA.
But nobody knows about the project. I mean, Honorable Frank Safoko wrote, Honorable Yeka Koluba wrote, we cannot get answers. We have seen various answers from the executive marshal and the security forces and everybody else that nobody knows what it is. So I'm not even sure it's not AI, because how can we have a $10 million project in FOIA that everybody's seeing, feel, and touching, and the government said they don't know anything about it? I mean, that's the height of suspicion. It raises some very troubling questions as to the state of what is going on in FOIA.
That brings me to, I saw you dancing The last
When?
time I saw you dancing publicly had to do with the day before the groundbreaking of the CDC headquarters.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw you moving. You know, the last time I saw you, I usually look at a clip in Grand Crew. I think that was 2017 when I saw you doing your traditional dance along with President Weah. But you are the head of the CDC construction project. How far is the project?
Akaros, let me say, it has been my singular honor for the standard bearer to entrust me and the committee with that project. It is a legacy project. CDC leads, others follow. After our massive groundbreaking ceremony, all of a sudden the Unity Party announced that they were going to do theirs. And we're happy to do those things. The project is coming along fine. We are at the permit stage. We had to do some adjustments on the drawings that have been done. We are at permitting stage. Some site work has been done, site surveys and those kind of things to understand how to approach the project. So we think we are within our year to year and a half time frame. Additionally, it has generated momentum. In Kakata yesterday, you saw Senator McGill, you saw Colasco and other partisans duplicate the same thing at a program. Buchanan, they have secured their land. They are working on it, and other jurisdictions. So within the next 6 months, I would say we would have secured sites in all of the various counties. We are working on a standard drawing so we can be able to put these things up very quickly because it will be one size fit all. So it's a project that our partisans are very excited about. I'm surprised when I go there. Anytime I go there, the number of people who are there on a daily basis who just come there either to help, come there to fraternize, come there to do all sorts of wonderful things. And we appreciate our partisans for that.
Okay. So you said something. You said CDC leads and other photo. That seems to be your job. The Unity Party is challenging you and saying that they're going to build a headquarters. The allegation is that the headquarters cost like $30 million. Do they where other government they didn't build a headquarters, now they're in government, a lot of speculation. And they are vying to build headquarters across the country, and they're having an elaborate program December 6th. I know you will not want to comment on that program, but when you say with lead and other follows, exactly what do you actually mean?
Look at the Unity Party track record. Anything they do, they say NCDC did it too. Okay. So we're beginning to see that it's not that the things that they say NCDC did it too were bad. It's just that they lied to the public or they created perception. And the one big one that everybody know about is the private jet issue. Okay. Most of the time you listen to Unity Party partisans, it falls in the line that CDC did it too. Anytime we make a move, there is a desperate attempt and scuffling in that camp to follow what CDC has done. And that puts the burden and the onus on us further to make sure we must always do the right thing by the Liberian people, because everybody will follow us.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, yeah.
Yes.
We know that the issue, let's just go on the last topic, then we'll open the line for maybe just 5 to 10 minutes for people to call in. So the last conversation is that we are coming back 2029. Are you getting
Say that again?
The momentum is is coming back 2029.
Well,
are you convinced?
Uh-huh.
Are you convinced the war is not listening to you? Not just as former speaker, but not just an opinion leader, but an eminent person of the CDC, so significant to the party victory in 2029. And then somebody said we should actually discuss them and make it part of the topic that they want to hear from you. Head of the construction committee, like you said, or legacy project, you are moving with this CDC momentum trying to reinvigorate the spirit of the partisan, rejuvenate them. You know, people talk, oh, Fonati, Koffa. So we are coming 2029. What's your prediction?
We are coming 2029. I think the entire country wish that we could go to sleep and wake up tomorrow and it's 2029. That is the degree of anxiousness of the Republic of Liberia citizens. You know, Akara, I witnessed a very sad sight that took me back to 1980, several days ago, when the president of Liberia was in a bus parading a signature project and people booed at him. The day President Tobo was booed at by the children at the executive pavilion, I was there. No government survives. Thank God we're not on the issue of violence now. But the Unity Party, I can predict to you, will not be able to survive in 2029. What happened a few days ago. That tells you the level of disenchantment that is happening just only 2 years into this government. And we can speculate or we can look at some scientific indicators as to why it is happening. You come to power on a very slim margin and you do nothing to reconcile the country. You develop an angry mindset. Start going after your political opponents for some of the same things you are doing. You're running behind people because they spend money in NSA. You're doubling the NSA budget. You're running behind people for off-budget spending. You're spending off-budget. You're running behind people for assets. You're acquiring assets. So people look at this and say, wow, these guys lied to come to power. And the disgust and disenchantment from the public, I have never seen before, because each government always have a honeymoon period. The CDC government had a honeymoon period for almost 4 years.
Yeah.
Everything George Weah did was gold. But 2 years, you've managed to deeply divide the country in a partisan fashion that everybody now is taking aside. I've had many guys who used to tell me before, my man, in your politics business, you know, politics not good and this and that. I've had those people stepping up to me now and say, my man, I will join CDC. My man, I will support CDC. My man, I don't like what's happening. And you know when was the turning point of that? When the world watched as the police, the Gestapo, went on the CDC compound on an eviction notice and started to destroy and steal personal property. That singular act, for a lot of reasonable Liberians, was the turning point to say it's time for a change of government. 2029 must come and must come quick. That's why we say we are is coming back. Now, you will see on December 6th or whenever they do anything, you will see crowd. Yeah. When you pay them, when you boss them, when you feed them, they will come. Akaras, we're getting credit for, oh, you did well in the organization of the CDC program. Yes. Structurally, the committee did well. But we did nothing by way of mobilization. The youth league called their people, the auxiliaries called their people. The very announcement, the excitement, and the enthusiasm brought the people you saw out there that day. Very organized. And thank God there was no police interference, because if the police were there, they were going to find an excuse to disrupt the program. With that amount of persons and no police, you saw how organized it was that day. The people are anxious. We want to go to sleep and wake up tomorrow in 2029, because we cannot stand no more of this government. That is why we can say to you comfortably that we are coming back.
Yeah, wow. When you said when you pay them, when you boss them and you feed them, I mean, you pay them, put them on the bus and feed them, they will come.
Yes. Because the
Yes.
people are hungry.
Yeah.
And you know, in the mind of most Liberians, anything you let about the doors, that their money. So they will go for some of their money.
And General, I'm understanding that they are also threatening civil servants to make sure they attend that program. If not, they will be fired.
Yeah.
How bad
Okay.
they
Yeah. And you said something, honorable. You said the police is just that poor. It reminds me of the police under Adolf Hitler. Yes, it reminds me a lot about the police under Adolf Hitler, the former German dictator. So that was a very strong war. But anyway, honorable, please, we beg your indulgence. We want to use maybe 5 to 10 minutes maximum to take calls from people, and so we're just listening to them. So let me put the number up that you can call us on WhatsApp only on this number. You can call on WhatsApp only on this number that we are putting up, and the number is +231 I +231 555 222 226. You can call us only on WhatsApp on +231 555 222 226. We are waiting on your call. We have as a guest a former speaker, the distinguished, is called the Right Honorable. That's how the British people, Right Honorable. J. Jonathan, you know the J is Jonathan. I know too much about him. Fonati Koffa, former Speaker Republic of Liberia. So we will take your calls just for 5 minutes. We have our first caller. Hello. We are not receiving direct call, only receiving WhatsApp call. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, what's your name and where are you calling from? Do you want to participate on the show?
Definitely.
What's your name?
Honorable Gray, this is Cyrus McGee, and I call you from Minnesota.
Can you be louder a little bit, Cyrus?
Yep. Are you getting me much better now?
Yeah, Honorable Speaker, are you getting him?
Yes, yes.
Okay, go ahead, Cyrus.
Yeah, let me say thanks to you, Jeff, and the well-landed counselor, former Speaker of the House of Representatives, a man who I have a great deal of respect for. As a matter of fact, we interacted in Philadelphia when he spoke at the Aja Convention 3 years ago. And after that was the beginning of his haul on Capitol Hills. Mr. Speaker, thanks for everything you've said. It's good that you decided to use your Facebook page. Like you put it, I covered the legislature for a couple of years. And I know that everything that is on the floor will be flagged out there. So this time around, that social media is giving more access to people. It's important that you do that. Not just Facebook, get your Twitter up, get other handles. And everything you think is not necessary for your people, say it out. And from your expose, I think if my mindset is setting me right, this could be the next party chairman of the Congress for Democratic Change. It will add a great deal of respect and have leadership to the party. And just before I go on with Gray.
Yes, Cyrus, you have just 30 seconds. Yeah.
Like I posted until I listened to William Page today, and he says something. Jeff also spoke about it. Until you can take that line of budgetary stuff from the Ministry of Labor, the immigration on the seal of work permit, resident permit, our people will continue to suffer. Those people will continue to bring their people into the country. The Labor Ministry will sell those work permits because they feel that's how they can contribute to the budget.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, we just have 1 minute for each person. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank
yeah,
you so kindly.
And a former journalist, Cyrus McGill. And hello?
Hello?
Yeah, your name, what are you calling from?
Yeah, just Walker calling from Virginia.
From Virginia, USA?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to contribute on the show?
Yeah, for disclaimer, and from the MPP, I was part of the position of President Guy Power.
Okay.
And for me, I have taken a balanced approach to how Liberia should move forward, void of partisan politics. And to the studio guests on our profile, I have a lot of respect for you. And I pray that your kids goes frivolous and you and your family be in peace. But I'm a little bit disturbed about this whole oil thing. And I'll be very honest with you. I would say in loud that you can record me, do anything you want to do. If I have money, I would just overrun that country, put it under control.
No, please, please,
No,
please.
I'm serious.
We want no coup d'etat yet.
No. I'm speaking as a private citizen. I'm not speaking
Yeah,
as a
no, I understand you, but we don't want to use our platform to call for insurrection. Okay, yeah, please, thank you. You can go ahead, but please don't call for insurrection.
How can someone like Arthur Easter even be given a chance to be listening to Liberia? To be honest with you, I agree. The executive blunder on this. For the legislators for crying out loud, they are in majority opposition. They want to ask them when they have opposition. How in this world can Arthur Easter be even listening to? Arthur Easter could have great Jay for the money they owe you for the first time.
Thank you very much. We're going to take another caller. We are sorry, we got to take another caller. Hello?
Hello, Honorable Gray.
Yeah. What's your name and where are you calling from? Do you want to participate on the program?
Yes, sir. My name is Lucien, calling from USA.
Yeah, which part of USA you calling from?
Calling from North Dakota.
Okay, you can go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Gray. And I want to say thank you to the panelists. And I want to say thank you to Honorable Koffa for his time taking to come and talk to the Liberian people. You know, I don't have much to say, Mr. Gray, but I just want to say thank you to the Honorable Mr. Koffa, because this is what we were lacking in 2023. We need our people to always take upon that time, at least to talk to the Liberian people, Mr. Gray. I think there were some of our lapses in 2023, so I want to commend the Honorable for taking his time on this Sunday day to come and talk to the Liberian people.
Okay, thank you so very much. We have the line is very hard. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, what's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Boyma One and I'm calling from Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
Yes, and I want to say thanks to the former speaker.
Kentucky,
Speaker
USA,
Koffa.
right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can go ahead.
And I'm a very big admirer of the former speaker. And I want to say thanks, Honorable Speaker, former speaker, for your service to Liberia, and continue to stand strong for the Liberian people. We are looking for leaders like you, and I hope the CDC can even look into it and making you the next chairman, because that will drive a lot of people to the CDC.
Okay, thank you. We got to take another caller, sir, please.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, hello? Hello? Hello, caller?
Yeah, my name is Martin Willie, and I call from South Korea this morning.
You call from what, South Korea?
Yeah.
Okay, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to tell the speaker, thank you very much.
Can you call your name again, please?
My name is Martin Willie.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to tell the speaker, thank you very much. Those guys made me cry the last time when King Cllr entered in the speaker office. Yeah, but I want to say the speaker then they should try to bring the opposition together. Then they try to bring the opposition.
Wow, we lost the caller. We'll get another caller. Hello? 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 Yeah? Yeah, where are you calling from? Hello? Oh, we're not getting it. Hello? Hello? Oh, we're not getting this caller. Hello? Jeff? Yeah.
So, I'm agree.
Yeah.
Okay, so we gotta give the speaker enough time to close up.
Hello?
so that we got a few more minutes to close in. So yeah, Honorable Speaker, we want to say thank you. I see in the comment
Hello?
section more.
Hello, Jeff.
Yeah.
Let's just take this question. Hello.
We're not getting you, Honorable Gray. General.
Go ahead.
Oh, let me just thank you to you guys for what you guys have started. And this was the mistake that you guys made when the CDC government went down. Yeah, I felt to myself that you guys felt so relaxed and felt that you had the people on your side. I felt so relaxed without talking anything, without defending or without putting out the truth. Today, you guys are in opposition, and then you guys are now saying to try to open it like people's eyes. And I think this is something that you guys should have done when you guys were in power. But nevertheless, let me say thank you to every one of you guys. I also listening at times listen to Brandon Kuluma, who knows me very well. Also putting out some stuff. So keep it out, and we hope that 2029 we can resurrect. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Okay. So we'll take 2 more callers and then we'll call it a day. Just 2 more callers. Okay. Hello? Yes. No, we're not taking direct calls, please. Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you calling to participate?
Yes, sir.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
And he's even.
Can you be loud? Can you be audible? Because there's a local call. We want you to be loud. Hello?
Yeah.
You say your name again?
Let me eventually, you council chairperson to farmers.
Yeah, can you speak? Can you speak now? We listen to you.
Let me say hi to the former speaker and the Koffa. General, I say thank you for creating the Liberia Actions TV. I think that's the level faster than some of you have on TV because if you go opposition.
But we lost the caller. So we're going to take the last call. Hello? Hello? Wow, it seems to be the line is bad. So Jeff, let's take this last call.
Yeah, so we'll get the speaker enough time to close up.
Yeah, 1 minute. We're just taking the last call. Hello, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
All right. Good afternoon, I'm Gray.
Yeah.
I'm Mr. Tano, and I call from Long Island, USA. I'd like to say thanks to our honorable speaker, Koffa. Thank you so much. You are indeed a great leader, and I also want to inform the public that the CDC USA chapter in Long Island will be having a massive convention come this coming the 29th. So we are in here at the in Long Island. We are in full spirit. In fact, the momentum is gearing up as a matter of fact. We are ready to bring back our leader, Thank you for the show, Honorable Gray.
Thank you very much. And Jeff, that was our last caller. We're not going to take any other caller again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was our last caller. So, Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
We're running out of time now, so we'll give you 2 minutes to close up on the very discussion.
Okay, thank you very much for having me.
Anything you want to say that you didn't say, yeah.
I gotta say, I've been on a lot of platforms and I thoroughly enjoyed my evening here tonight. Similarly to when I was on KOK's show. Great interchange. The few takeaways I want to caution our people that we must begin to look at government as an entity for us. In that regard, the budget is our fiscal tool. The budget must respond more to the needs of the Liberian people. When you have the Ministry of State, the President, the Vice President, the EPS commanding $24 million of the budget. But JFK, which my colleague, not me, my colleague, Speaker Kuhn, visited there and said he will make sure JFK has $20 million. I hope we do indeed take JFK from the $9 million that was sent by the executive to $20 million. Rural clinics, 20,000, 50,000 here and there, those kinds of things. We've got to revise our way of budgeting. This is the True Weak Party's budget, a budget that is top heavy for the elite and nothing for the common people. We got to take a new look at that. This is your government too. This is your country too. It's unfortunate that we are getting into a divide along party lines like it was along ethnic lines before. It's no longer country Congo. They are turning it into UP, CDC, and we must not allow our country to sink. The responsibility of our government is to unite us. The responsibility of our government is not to divide and chase us. We are not going anywhere. We are going to be here. We think this government should do the right thing, say what they mean, and mean what they say. The Oranto deal is a totally bad deal for the Republic of Liberia. It's bad lawyering, it's bad negotiation, and it's bad stewardship of our natural resource. We believe, and we are working strongly, that relief will come to the Liberian people in 2029. It's unfortunate that 2 years into this government, its performance is so dismal. So again, I thank you for bringing me on your panel, and I'll be glad to join you anytime at your request. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and we see you have a wonderful Sunday, a wonderful night with your family, and thank you for coming. We really do appreciate it, and we hope to have you next time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. So,
Jeff.
yes, to our listeners,
Jeff.
Thank you.
Jeff, that's our closing statement because we can't run into the other people's time now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just want to close quickly. To our listeners, the reason why we cannot take local calls is because we don't have another phone for the direct call. We will make that phone available probably next weekend. And we're still encouraging our people in the diaspora to support the show and help us to reach in the 15 counties. This kind of interchange is very good for our democracy. It helps the party. So we're looking forward for more support. The numbers are there. And we'll also post it on the page, on the Liberia Action TV page, so that you can continue to interact with the page and make your contribution so that we help to make this show a more vibrant one. Thank you, Honorable Gray. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much. We want to say thank you to our guests. We want to say thank you to those who follow up. We want to say thank you to our Athena radio station in Barclayville, Grand Crew County, Voice of Banga in Bon County, Radio Ulogisi in Lofa County, and all of you who came, contributed, made your comments. We really do appreciate you. Like we said, we'll be putting our numbers up by next week Friday. By this Friday, this Saturday, we'll try to have some fundraising so that we can have our reporters in the 15 counties. The radio stations, the local radio stations can keep relaying. It's very important because the rural Liberia has to know exactly what are the things we did and what are the things we intend to do so that we can demystify the myth, the gossip, and the lies. Okay? And we wanted to be very clear. We're not running competition with anyone, no radio station. No, this is our platform. We intend to inform our people adequately. So, Jeff, we want to say thank you very much. And today is the wedding anniversary of Kef Hassan.
Yes, just before we go to Kef, please. So it's confirmed that next Saturday we'll have the show, but we'll also be doing some fundraising. So we want our people to come prepare for that.
Yeah, Jeff, please. If I don't put this photo up, it will be a crime. Yeah, I'm trying
Kev
to.
Hassan.
Yeah, Kev Hassan's wedding anniversary is today. That's why he's now on air. If I don't put it up, there's a problem. So we want to keep telling our people, thank you very much. You've done extremely well, and we will always be here as usual on Saturdays and Sundays. From 5 to 8:30. We will be here all of the time, and we want to tell our people in rural Liberia that we'll try our best to ensure that we try to bring this to you on radio, into your bedroom, into the community. So today, our man Kev Hassan wedding anniversary. The man bought and enjoyed, and so we want to wish him and his wife happy anniversary. I think that's the first year anniversary. We really do appreciate him, and that's why today he has not been on the show. So we wish him happy anniversary. So Jeff, as usual,
Yes.
in our closing, we want to say thank you and want to say goodbye to each and every one of you. And this is how we close this all-important program. Thank you very
So
much.
since 1955, the first concrete structures are being placed here in
Pipeline Road, Chubor Road, Rehab Community Corridor, Small St. Michael Town Hall Court to Patient Shop, Dry Rice Market to Johnsonville, Doe Community, Claratown Road, where there was no road since independence, Bartonsville to Keba to Dickville,